Yeah.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to SpandexCast. We're on episode 10 now, and with us today is Luigi. I have no idea how to pronounce the rest of
Espadachin, that's how I pronounce it anyway.
it. Do you even? Is it some character or something?
What it was I was involved in a Sonic RPG like eons ago now, where you can make up a Sonic character. I was inspired by a friend of mine who her character's last name was Arizo, which was Spanish for something, I don't know. Since my character had a sword, I thought, okay, why not like add the Spanish for a swordsman? I fed it through a translator, and Espadachin's what I got.
All right. Well, it does sound
It's,
exotic.
Kind of, yeah.
I'm glad you told us that because I had no idea how to pronounce it.
Nor what it meant.
Don't worry. I get that a lot.
We'll just call you Luigi.
Yeah, fine.
Anyway, yeah.
You forgot to introduce me.
Yeah, Matt is with us as well. I mean, and of course
Always.
I'm here, but Simon isn't here today again. I think he's working today.
Of
So
course.
he actually does have a reason this time. Anyway, it's episode 10, so it's an anniversary. Yay!
Hey.
Yeah.
And for our anniversary, we actually have some news on the show itself. We're now on SoundCloud. We're right now in the process of uploading our episodes. The first one is up. And basically why you would like SoundCloud over YouTube is that on SoundCloud you don't get the graphic, which, well, is a downside, but might just speed up the downloading and streaming and such. And you can also download it there, so if you feel like you have really no music left on your iPod that you like, you could download us and listen that while you're on the bike for an hour. I don't know.
Everyone needs some SpandexCast on their iPod.
Yeah, exactly. And now
Uh,
it's up for
Totally.
download and easy listening and stuff. So yeah, go to SoundCloud. The details will be in the description.
yeah.
Yeah, with that said, let's go to the news.
Well, there's a couple things we got in news this week for Power Rangers. Nothing much except it's been revealed that Angel Grove High School will be referenced on Super Mega Force, which I think is pretty cool.
Well, it's cool, but it to me it really feels like it's just them saying, "Hey, we've got a line in one of our episodes that says Angel Grove High."
Who knows? Maybe the Rangers go there for like a transfer week or something. I don't know.
I don't know, but it sounds like they just mention it.
Well, and I think that's what it's going to be. It's just a mention, but it's little things like that that personally make the show for me. And whether any way that it's referenced, I think everyone will get a little excited about it.
Yeah, that's.
Probably.
I mean, it's cool, but I would have found it cool if I found it out, while watching an episode. It just doesn't seem like news to get excited about right now.
Mm,
To me, it seems like, well, this is just the little list of news you could possibly imagine.
yeah.
Well, I mean, there's nothing else going on
Yeah, that's true,
besides
but
besides that the filming for the Legend War in Super Mega Force has been completed with a ton of pictures from Jason David Frank on his Instagram.
yeah.
Pretty cool. Him standing by Gose is pretty awesome.
Yeah. I noticed it was quite surprising with us when we saw Patricia Jarley in one of the pictures.
Yeah.
Her hair was wild.
Yeah, and she
It was just weird because we had like we were getting all these names from Fury Diamond, and that somehow nobody knew that she was going to be there until they started putting pictures on Instagram.
Yeah.
so there might be more that we don't know about yet.
I would like to hope so. I'd like to hope that there's some Disney people there.
Mm.
Yeah,
But
that would
I'm
be
not
good.
gonna get my
But
hopes up.
it just seems like they didn't even really try to get much of Disney. So
Well, they did try to ask some people, didn't they? Ask like most people from Operation Overdrive or something.
Yeah, they sent. I know for sure they sent James McLurkin. Oh God, girl who. No, they didn't invite the girl who played Rose. Rhoda. Can't remember her last name. But then they asked back Caitlin Murphy and Samuel Benta. But I know Caitlin and James both got the uninvite.
I know one person we haven't heard of though, Gareth, who played what's his name, Dax. Who knows?
Yeah,
We might get him back for the reunion.
that would be cool.
Yeah.
I know the only other Disney one that is confirmed is oh
Con-
Jason Smith from
confirmed that he's invited
Jump
or that
Street.
he's actually going.
No,
Oh,
he
right, of
has
course.
his
Yeah.
own tribute episode, and he's written a couple episodes for Super Mega Force. I guess he's a writer now.
That might
Yeah.
explain why the only two things he seems to have done are Home and Away and Jungle Fury.
Yeah.
My mum's a big fan of Home and Away, and when she saw the picture of him, in Jungle Fury, she was like, I knew who that is. Why? What's he on?" And I told her he was on Power Rangers, and she said, "Why would anyone leave Home and Away to start on that?"
Oh, I would if I was an actor and I got the offer to be on Power Rangers, I would leave whatever show I was on. But that's probably because I've grown up with the show.
Yeah, that's true. But
Yeah.
I mean, how many of the actors actually are Power Ranger fans?
Quite a few.
Because I just feel that, people tend to think that, actors should love their role on Power Rangers, but it's just Power Rangers. I don't think that many really love their
Yeah,
But a
show.
majority of them did, like the people who go to Morphicon.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
seems a
but
lot of
that
them
is more like
really.
a surprise. I mean, that's, it's just a surprise that they want to, and it's like most people are like, well, the ones who don't go are dicks, but I think it's the other way around. It's just that the ones who do
Well,
go, they're quite special because it's just a little kid show.
yeah.
but I mean, if you ever listen to any of the panels from Morphicon, like some of these people talk about the show like it's their child. Like they
Yeah, yeah,
absolutely loved it.
that's what I'm saying.
Look
I
at
mean,
Jason.
it's really cool if they do really enjoy it and they love their role and their show and whatever. But um, in the end, it does feel like it is in a way for a lot of people at least it starts out as a gig. So it's not that weird that a
And
lot
for
of
some,
them are like, well, it's just Power Rangers. I don't expect them to be in love with their role and their show.
yeah. I
There
s-
are people like Valerie Vernon who played Kendricks that we haven't. I think the last time anyone's heard from her was the first Morphicon. But like when she got the invite for Super Mega Force, she was really excited and she said she would have done it had she had more time.
Yeah.
And it's just like people like that where I didn't think that it meant that much to them, but it sounded like she was really excited about it and she was like I can't do this one, but I hope that there's another one in the future and I would definitely love to.
Yeah,
yes.
but maybe for her, it's also, it was a special time in her life as well.
Right. Because a lot of these people, this was their first ever acting
Yeah, exactly.
experience.
That's what I mean. It's a gig. It's a stepping
Right,
stone.
right.
I'd
Uh,
imagine if you like grew up with the show or like a hardcore fan, you'd probably love it. But as Rage said, it was just a. Most actors will probably just see it, it's just a gig, and then
right.
say when you go to your first Morphicon, they'll probably be like, or if you go on the message boards, they'll probably be like, "Oh, Jesus."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like people like Amy Jo. Like I know she doesn't hate the show. She doesn't hate that she was on it, but like she just tries to get away from that role, which is why she's not
Didn't
really involved in the fandom.
well,
Yeah.
I saw what was it? A No Pink Spandex interview, over on
Yeah,
Rainbow.
yeah.
Didn't she say she was like freaked out by like stalker mail she got? That's why she like
Yeah, she would
goes.
get like she said she would get like mail from prisoners. People in prison would watch Power Rangers and she said she had quite a few stalker incidents, which doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, I mean, how many people aren't saying that she was their first crush. I mean, that
Right.
wasn't
She was
the case for me,
my
but
first
there
crush.
was a lot of people who are like, well, she was really hot or whatever, and I can imagine some took that to an extreme level.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm sure they all have that. Even I'm sure at Morphicon they all have that one crazy fan that just
Yeah.
don't be that one crazy fan, people. Don't do it.
No promises.
Anyway, for a change, there's also some Kyoryuger news.
Yeah, there is. We got a picture of Kyoryu Gray,
Yep. And
and
his morphed form, which is some kind of monk with a
yes,
tattoo on his forehead, which looks kind
yeah,
of cool.
it
It looks,
reminds me
looks to
of
me something like, it looks to me like something sci-fi-ish, like something you'd find on probably because like the resolution of the picture I was looking at looks like something you'd find out of Star Trek or something.
Yeah, or Stargate.
I
Yeah.
was thinking it looked like Aang. Sorry. Whoa, whoa, that was
Wow!
bad. I used the last Airbender movie pronunciation of Aang's name, and that should just never happen. I apologize
It wasn't
for
so bad. My mom actually liked that movie.
no, just
Yes.
no. But anyway, I think it reminds me of Aang from Avatar because of the little thing on his forehead, and he's bald.
Yep. Yeah, I just like it. It seems like an interesting character, and it's not, just the spirit. It
Yeah,
seems like there's some backstory, which obviously, up till now, at least, Kyoryuger has a good backstory on all their characters, but
hmm
it doesn't seem like they'll let us down with this one.
hopefully not.
As well with what's his name, Ramirez, the first spirit or whatever. Did Have they cast an American in that role? Because I can like swear, like you get what I mean.
Yeah,
He doesn't sound
the guy who
Japanese.
plays him is Robert Baldwin, and he's a Canadian, half Canadian, half Japanese.
No
And
relation to Alec Baldwin, I guess.
no, I looked that up too, but yeah, I think he grew up in Canada, and I think one of his parents is Japanese, which obviously is how he can speak it.
Well, he doesn't speak it too well, doesn't seem.
Well, probably because he's not a native. I mean,
Well,
you know,
I just think
uh,
the way he spoke, either he's a very bad actor or he just doesn't know Japanese. Because it really sounds when he talks like he is. But we already went over this in an early episode. Like he's just, trying to act with his face and then remember all the sounds that have to come out of his mouth.
that's called talking.
No, but not like talking, because talking you understand what you're saying, and
I'd
it,
imagine
it,
it'd be
it
harder
seemed
as
to
well.
with him like he was just making sounds that were Japanese to Japanese, but
I'd imagine it'd be harder as well because you have to like switch to English and Japanese on the fly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Give him some credit, Rage.
Well, I just don't think his performance was so well. But we also saw a silhouette of I think it's Kyoryu Violet.
I hope.
I don't
And
know.
I hope it's a girl. I really hope Kyoryu Violet is a girl.
Um, well, we can't really tell much from the picture, I don't think. I mean,
Right. But
the only thing we
that,
can really figure out is that he or she has some protrusions on the top of his head.
yeah, they look like the little fins from the plesiosaur.
I guess it actually looks a bit like Kyoryu Grey as well. In that way on the top, and on the bottom there's two spikes or something. Or maybe some kind of thing that goes around his head, I don't know. We'll see.
I hope we get a picture of that soon.
Yeah. Well,
Watch,
But
watch now, it'll turn out to be Go or Geki Violet or something. Just because you've
oh
said
god. Oh, that's another thing to note. The guy who's playing Kyoryu Gray was the actor for Boken Silver in Bokenger.
Really? AG?
Hmm. Yep.
I have to check this now.
That
Wow, I
seems like
don't recognize him at all.
they're bringing back a lot of older actors. Like No-san's sister was Deka Yellow.
Ah, right.
Yeah,
was he?
Yeah,
Jeez,
and
didn't.
then the guy who was Ian's treasure hunting friend, I think that was Deca Green.
Ah,
I
okay.
think it was another ranger, but I don't
Well, I
remember.
guess I don't recognize AG because AG really had those orangey long hair
Hmm.
do thing going on. Anyway, is that all the news we have?
Um, I think so.
Yeah. Oh,
Except I think I mentioned this last week, but Kyoryu Gray and his partner Bunpaki are gonna appear in episode 17.
yeah. So
That's
that's soon, people.
yes, two more weeks.
Yeah. If there's no hiatus.
It's
Yeah,
Japan. They don't take hiatuses, do they? Apart from Christmas.
Well, I think they have like they usually skip like 1 or 2 weekends.
Mm,
that would make sense to skip 1 week because there's 51 weeks in the year.
52. There's 52 weeks in a year, and the
Whatever.
amount of episodes. I mean, it ranges from 48 to 51 or something per season.
yeah, about that.
Anyway, what I did notice, but I guess that's just because it's a bad scan or something. I'm not sure, but the Kyoryujin looks a bit pink on one of the pictures I've seen.
Hmm.
So
Probably just a bad scan.
yeah, I think it's a bad scan, but I just want to put out there that we might have a totally pink Kyoryujin sometime soon.
Amy's taking over the Mecca.
Yeah, maybe.
That
I mean, it can happen.
would be cool.
Um, so let's move on to I guess Kyoryuger 15 then.
What a
Okay.
good episode.
It was pretty
Yeah,
good for a filler one. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. I found it weird with the well, I can't pronounce Kyoru Blue's name because so I'm just gonna say that. His sister Yuko. Her involvement in the episode just seemed to be like, hey, I think this guy's Kyoru Red. Help me with this. Help! I'm trapped. Help! I'm trapped in the cupboard. The end.
I think they're setting her up though to finally realize that her brother is Kyoryu Blue, even though she, uh, third episode I think, second or third, where she was like she doesn't like them.
Yeah, maybe. The thing is though that in the Japanese shows, most of the times the Rangers aren't that bothered about being discovered as the Rangers. Very much unlike Power
Well,
Rangers.
remember because she said she likes that they help people, but that she doesn't like the destruction that comes with the
Yeah,
Kyoryu.
yeah, yeah, I mean, I know that bit, but it's just that, I mean, in this episode as well, it was very clear that, Kyoryu Blue just revealed to whatever that robot science guy was.
His BFF.
Oh, right. I forgot. But, yeah, that he was Kyoryu Blue, so they don't
I do.
bother with
I
it
do.
too
I
much.
do like where they're going with it. Like she doesn't know her brother's Kyoru Blue. Um, but at the same time, when you hint at that in the episode and then lock her in a cupboard, it's just like what?
Yep. It seems a bit random.
They're
Yeah.
waiting for the perfect time to reveal it to her.
Yeah, but just to her. I mean, the rest all don't matter. But I mean, I
Right.
know why he would try to hide it from her. But then again, it seems a bit random that it's just her they're trying to hide it from. Because if he doesn't hide it from anyone else, she could just hear it from this BFF of his. Like, hey, I ran into your brother last week. He's a Kyoryuger. Oh my god.
Oh snap!
I do like
Huh.
from what I've seen of what's his name, Doe Gold or Do Gold.
Go gold, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, Doe Gold. I do like the way they've done it with him. He's like this constant spirit trying to find a body. They could do a lot with that if the Kyoryu just keep like destroying him and he comes back like trying to like just keeps coming back with a new body. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 it does remind a bit of. I think did we talk about this earlier? About
Yeah,
how
the guy from
yeah,
Operation.
Zeltrax. Basically, what was it called? Zeltrax? I can't remember. From Dino Thunder, basically. that was just a suit in Abaranger that possessed people and was living itself as well.
I've never watched Abba Ranger, so that was kind of new to me anyway.
Well, the more you know.
Yeah.
Stars.
Yeah.
One thing I found funny with marathoning Kyoryuger, I know you probably mentioned this in like episode 5 or something, where like the cavity monster, and on the subs I watched there was like an advertisement for chocolate, and I'm like, hey kids, don't rot your teeth, but buy our chocolate.
Yep.
I remember seeing that commercial with that episode. That is funny. I didn't think about that.
Maybe you should see it the other way around. Like, hey, buy our chocolate, but don't eat too much because you could get cavities.
Have you seen the sleeping bag commercial?
Oh yeah.
How awesome is that commercial?
You want one, don't you?
Oh yeah, I want to sleep in Gabutira's mouth. Who doesn't?
That's not a euphemism for anything at all.
It's like you're the Beast Battery. Holy shit.
Yeah, you could be the stick in his mouth. You're
was
welcome, Internet.
Is anyone else really enjoying these at the ending theme where they show the little kids dancing?
No.
I think that's adorable.
Yeah, some of them are quite adorable, but I'm thinking to myself, they probably aren't, but I'm half expecting, there's probably going to be like hardcore Sentai fans, like PR fans over here. If one of them pops up on the thing, I'm just like,
oh my god.
They probably did send it in, and the people at Toei or whatever were like, no.
I would.
We want kids. You creepy bastard.
most of them actually can dance to the ending though. I'm just thinking, wow, I should take samba lessons from some of these kids.
It's sad when a 5-year-old Japanese kid can dance better than you.
Yep. And
Yeah.
what happened?
Oh dear me.
But yeah, back on the episode, I did notice that the robot really reminded me of. I mean, I've never seen actually Go Busters, but it still reminded me of the red one. I think.
Go
Was it the red
Buster Ace, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. They had robots there, and it reminded me of that.
It looks like a monster that could totally fit into it.
Yeah.
Like, that could easily have been one of their monsters of the week.
Well, I don't know about the monster because, like I said, I've not seen enough of it, but it just reminded me of their, their buddies as well. What were they called? Body roids or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But white.
Yeah.
And like we said before about Doe Gold, it really is nice how they, explored a little bit more about how he possesses things, because he actually possesses 2 more things in this episode. First a robot, and after that one of his goons.
Yeah, those.
Which I think he still possesses right now.
Yeah, well, because he takes a hold of those Cambrian monsters that only Chaos can create.
Yeah.
And then I guess after so much that those bodies just kind of give out, because like right as he took his armor off, the one it melted.
Yeah. Well, I did notice that he's got these rings or whatever, these circles on his chest that have black teardrops or something in it. One of them was replaced by a face. I don't know whether that was already the case before.
I don't know. I didn't notice that.
Let me look. I think that's just his.
Yeah, that might actually be something that was already the case, but it just I was kind of paying attention to that because I noticed his chest changed when he took that robot.
You mean the angry face? It's like on his on the right side.
Yeah.
Oh, that's been there. Like they all of them have that face.
Yeah,
not,
but I wasn't sure whether
face.
Del Gold also had it because he seemed special.
He did. I got a picture for you.
Oh no, I believe you.
Yeah.
Boom.
Boom.
I did notice at the end of it though, when he said he wants to find a body similar to I can't pronounce his full name, so I'm just going to call him Uchi. Um, Similar to him. I wonder if he's going to try and repossess him, in the future, kind of like like in Gow Ranger they tried to get the silver guy back into back whatever Zanaku was called in Gow Ranger. I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That they wanted him back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be. I mean, I can see because in the end they have 50 episodes anyway, that they'll have one episode where it focuses on Uchi and they try to convert him again or something.
Mm.
I bet that Uchi destroys him in the end.
Might be, yeah.
Yeah.
Or it might also be that he possesses some like one of the generals and becomes a very powerful fusion.
That would be interesting.
He could take over the he could try and take over General Chaos maybe.
Yeah.
That'd be a good twist.
Oh.
Because that's what you see more often, that they have one um, monster that in the end merges with others to become very, very strong.
Right.
Anyway,
That'll be interesting to see how his whole needing a host thing plays out.
yeah, I do think that his fusion with this robot really showed that his possessing doesn't just mean that he has a body to work with. It actually makes him stronger if it's a good body.
Yeah.
Which I guess you could also derive a little bit from Uchi because he used the same slash that Uchi uses now.
Mm.
I think with his.
Oh, with the lightning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dogold used that before Uchi got saved.
Yeah. Huh. Oh my gosh, and I love that beast battery that they used where it slowed everything down. That scene was really funny to me for some reason.
At first I thought it was just gravity, but then they seem to slow down a lot as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
the sub seems to just say it created a gravity field. This is coming from somebody who knows jack about science, but um, that includes I didn't know that included slowing down time. I didn't know like increasing the gravity included slowing down time as well. But the more you know.
No,
I'm on the.
it
I'm,
doesn't, but when it obviously slows you down because you can't move as fast, and I guess that they added on the actual slowing of time itself
Yeah.
to it.
well, I'm looking on the Beast Battery's wiki page, and all it says is that it fires a gravity field which slows down anyone around it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they were doing the slowed down voices just for an effect, but hearing King scream out in slow motion was just hilarious. I don't know why.
This is the same series that gives you farting Zords, so I won't think so
Oh
much
my
about
god. That continues to be one of my favorite lines from a Sentai series ever. You must bravely let one rip. Love it.
Oh, the puns. That's what they're really good at. I think that that's like the humor of the Japanese is just puns. They really love them. Which is
Oh,
hard
that's
for the translators because they have to find witty ways to translate puns.
That's why No-san is so awesome, because he's so punny.
Yeah, and probably a hell for the translators.
this is this is one of the examples when I see people saying like I want to see Super Sentai dubbed. I just looked at the puns and just like, okay, how are these going to make sense to an American audience?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that we might even miss puns because I know in TV Neon sometimes they're like they actually note it down. Then it's just a flat line that makes little sense, and then on top it says, well, it might not make sense to you English people, but it's actually this words sound the same as something that would make sense.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Mm. We also did get to see the new kind of a new mecha thing with Teraido no Ankidon.
Yeah. I was just thinking in that scene because he basically just spins around and then hits the enemy really, really hard. I was just thinking, how the hell are kids supposed to, pretend play that?
I don't know. But then again, you can say that with most of the like visual effects in Sentai shows, like how
Yeah.
you can recreate that through the toys.
Yeah, but that's, if it's just the arms that just shoot, you can just, I can imagine kids being able to emulate that, having their mecha and then some monster dude and banging them together somehow. But a spinning motion that fast, it seems like, you know, kids are always going to fail in pretending that.
Unless the I know nothing about the Kyoryuger toys, but maybe the if it had a motor or something in it, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't think it does, but that would be fun though.
Would be lethal if it actually spun that fast.
Because they did that with the Jungle Fury
Yeah.
Megazord. I have that downstairs somewhere. But I remember you press a button and the top half spins.
Yeah.
So I mean it's been done before and they could easily do that.
Oh, please tell me you don't have the Operation Overdrive Megazord.
I did, but I sold it at a yard sale.
Because
Like,
they did a bad
so-
job in making that one.
Oh, I know it was shitty, very shitty.
I don't understand too, because they could have just, I don't know, like they did before, I assume, buy the mold.
Isn't it
Right,
because,
they
And make a
created a
proper
whole new
one.
mold for it, and it was ugly as shit.
isn't it because of costs or something with the like now you get the import, what's it called, the import Shinkeno, which is about $80 over there.
I don't think it's that expensive. I did some research
This is just coming
recently.
from a Ranger board, so yeah.
I think that there's shops where you can get it for like $50, and then you just have to, ship it over.
Either way though, the parent wouldn't buy that for their kid though, a $50 Megazord.
I think that was roughly the price it was here when, the first Megazord came out.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Well, then
we
all
still
the
had Guilders then, but
To be
I was just at
actually,
Walmart and like they don't have the freaking Gosei Gray Megazord. They still have the Claw Armor Megazord. I think the whatever what's his face Antonio's Claw Zord was,
right.
and that's those typically tend to run about $40. Because then I saw Robo Knight's Megazord there too, and that was like $39.99. So I think they're typically around the $40 range here.
now I think of it though, I did see the Samurai Megazord for 30 quid, which was around like, I don't know, about around the same $40-50 maybe.
Yeah, exactly. I
Yeah.
mean, they were actually called, I don't know if they still are, but they used to be called Deluxe. Because they are just, it's full on Transformer thing,
I think they do still call it deluxe. I'm
Yeah,
fairly.
so I'm like, well, it's a very good one. And you always have you've always had those cheap ones where it's just a bunch of bricks that can, you
Right.
can move them a little bit and then combine them, but
Yeah.
they don't actually turn into, they don't transform as much. So they always look a bit fake.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why they didn't stick with the good deluxe ones for Operation Overdrive.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I wasn't really fussed on the. I mean, I like Overdrive, but I wasn't really fussed on the. At least the main Megazord, anyway, because to me it just looked like. It just looked unfinished to me. I don't know why.
Well, what I liked about it is that it actually seemed like, it felt like that at least had some more transformation than some of the current ones do. Like, if you look at this one now with Kyoryuger, really all that happens is those arms, the Zords that become the arms, just open their mouth, and then their arms. It doesn't seem like
True.
there's a lot of transformation going on.
I suppose that makes it easier for with how many Zoodenshi are there meant to be with the
10 in
combinations and all
total.
that?
Well, 10 and then and the 11th in the movie, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe it's just flexibility, for the different combinations.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Well, that would make sense, but they're not that many. I mean, if you look at Gaudenja, there were a lot of things there, and it felt that even those had more transformation going on than these arms now. I
You want to
just
make
feel
a
it's a bit cheap or something. I don't know.
you want to make a sword that really calls for transformation? Go Buster O. Thing is
Yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah. Although they got a bit clunky, I think, in the
Oh
toy.
yeah, very clunky thing. Same with freaking uh when you combine Koryujin and uh Tara Gordon, like the toy version, that thing is so top heavy that they have to you have to put this tail down to let it stand up. Like it
Yeah.
is ridiculously bulky. And it seems like that's becoming the new norm where we're getting these huge bulky mecha, which I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but
Well, if I think back on the Samurai Hao, which was I don't know what it was called in Samurai, but it was basically the red sword built from that bull,
I think you're
the
thinking of
Ultra
the
Sword,
Bull Sword
basically.
and the Gigazord. Yeah.
Yeah, the Gigazord, I guess. That thing was giant and just couldn't move. It was just driving.
yeah.
It was ridiculous.
It can't be worse than the what was it? The RPM Ultrazord with engine OG12.
Yeah, but that still had legs and stuff. I mean, that could move around. That could walk.
Not a lot like, but
Oh, but but this one was just there was I think there was actually just a Megazord that could walk, and it was put on top of a carrier kind of I don't know. It just drove around. It was a big brick that could drive around. It was I don't know. I think that the RPM one was um, more able to move.
mm,
That's how Go Buster oh god. I can't it's Go Buster O with the gold and silver mecha attached to it. That's how it was. It was basically they drove it around because this thing is so massive.
Yeah. Then then for me it's just a bit too big.
Yeah. No, I can see that. It's a lot of money.
Yep, that too.
Mm.
Anyway, because it's our anniversary, we also watched some old Power Ranger episodes, which were I personally think the best anniversary episode. Pretty much is Legacy of Power and Back in Black.
the
Oh boy.
yeah.
Mm.
Otherwise known as Doctor O's being kidnapped. Let's watch a film.
Yeah. Well, okay. So, what did you guys
uh,
think? Was it a proper um, summary of what Power Rangers was about?
no, and I have a few big problems with this because, for one, they didn't mention Tanya at all. Like it,
Wow,
they
there was a
showed.
lot of mentioning of people.
Well, it would have been nice to be like, oh yes, Aisha left us, and then Tanya came on. But like, it's just nope. It's just all of a sudden, okay, going from Mighty Morphin to Zeo, and then Aisha got a different face and her changed her hair up. Like that's how it came off to me.
Yep.
Also, there was no mention of the Alien Rangers, which I mean, all you need is a line in there. Oh, we needed help, so the Alien Rangers came. And also, they didn't even mention Magna Defender at all.
Well, what I
Oh,
thought was even bigger was that they didn't mention Countdown to Destruction at all.
Yeah, they
I
didn't
yeah.
mean,
mention.
I can imagine that it would be kind of weird that you say like, and then there was Z-Wave and all evil was destroyed, and then we went into Lost Galaxy. But
Mm.
I guess you can say that with pretty much every team, that Tommy wasn't in, because all it boiled down to was, yeah, here's these Rangers. They fought whatever, and then needed, Yeah, and that's all it was for anything that he wasn't in.
Yeah, but and it did feel kind of weird how it was his personal diary of him as a ranger, and I could kind of see why he would mention how it started with Jason and everyone. But then after that, they moved on to um, different parts, like the transfer of power from Jason to Rocky and the group. It was like, well, but why is this important to Tommy's story then? Especially if you look at how he later on didn't mention Tanya and everyone, and the alien rangers. It's like, why is that important and this isn't?
Mm. Which makes it does make you wonder though, if you assume that next time trailer thingy with the not next time, the rock that showed Kira and Ethan the SPD Rangers, you could probably think that in, because I was just wondering, how does he know different teams, saying from Forever Red and that. Yeah, what I'm trying to say is does he have all connections with every single Ranger team ever, or?
Well, that would make sense because after Forever Red, he met all these Rangers from these other teams, and then kind of got the history from them.
Mm.
Although that doesn't explain. Excuse me. That doesn't explain how he knew about Ninja Storm, but
Well, did he though? Because basically in the
clearly he
episode,
did
what
because
happened was, hey, they mentioned Connor mentioned to Haley to look up Ninja Storm.
Well, I mean, he obviously knew because he was the one who made the film, and
But did he even with Ninja Storm? Was that something they put all off the internet or something?
I don't know.
Or I don't know, the morphing grid web. I don't.
Power Rangers Wikipedia.
Yeah, something like that.
I
I'm
suppose.
not sure whether that was all still Tommy.
Yeah.
And his
Ooh,
PC.
you know what else they missed that kind of pissed me off? They didn't mention Kendricks and Corone,
Yeah.
switching off.
So basically, they missed all kinds of switches, but then included others, and it was a bit random with what they kept in and what they left out.
Yeah. I suppose it could have worked if it was just Tommy's story, but I don't think that would have padded out the episode. So they could have said the other teams were, if Connor, Kira, and Ethan were down, here's some other Ranger teams that could help out.
Yeah. Well, I think they did that because it was the 700th episode, and
No,
I guess
500.
Oh, was it 500?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. 700 was Megaforce with episode 5 of that.
It was RP. Oh wait, I'm getting confused now. It wasn't
Yeah.
700 RPM?
Oh wait. Time to go to the wiki.
No, but this was definitely 500, and 501 was Back in Black.
Yeah. No, you're right. I misquoted that.
But well, all in all, I did think it was an okay episode for a review of all the seasons, and it did feel nostalgic, especially when I watched it the first time. It was like, yeah, we get to see all these old episodes again. I mean, right now we're kind of going back and forth between quote unquote good episodes from the past. Anyway, so you already see this stuff, but back in the day it was like you haven't seen this for years and years, and then you get a recap of how it was.
Yeah.
So that was kind of good.
It was definitely fitting for the 500th episode.
And yeah, they missed out some stuff, and emphasized on stuff that you thought might not be as important.
Right.
Still, they did something for the 500th anyway.
Yeah. Oh, what I did notice was that I thought was really weird, and probably was in the original episode as well, was where Tommy is, evil. He has the weirdest grunts.
What do you mean?
When he's fighting, even now he does like, I don't know, very
Oh yeah,
weird.
he's like,
When
yeah.
those are already weird. When he's evil, it's even weirder. It's
It's funny you mentioned that because Jason David Frank, I think it was when he returned to Dino Thunder and he started fighting and did it. He'd say, yeah. The production team asked him to stop cussing. They thought he was cursing, which is hilarious.
I guess the mouse's profanity filter was a bit too sensitive that day.
Oh man, good old Tommy.
Yeah.
I don't even know how you would think that it's a curse.
I guess it kind of sounds like you're saying shit. I can see that.
Yeah, that's basically all it is to it.
Mm.
I don't know, but it just seems like, if you're the production team and you just made an episode about all the past Ranger teams and stuff, you kind of should have seen that that's how he shouts when he is attacking.
Right.
I don't know. It seems a bit weird that you don't realize that.
You never know what people miss here, though.
Yeah. But anyway, at the end of the episode, we obviously had Tommy Oliver captured by Mazagog, which, by the way, I really like how they did Mazagog. It seems like they used no CG, just a very clever face mask.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, some brilliant makeup work there.
Yeah, it's really smart.
Prosthetics.
Yeah, exactly. I feel it's just a mask, and when he opens his mouth, it looks like the very small lower jaw is working, but
Well, have you ever seen the show Face Off?
no.
Nope.
Oh, it's like these people do like movie, like prosthetics for like aliens and stuff and
Yeah.
monsters. I think that's all it is, just like some very, very well done prosthetics. I mean, when he moves his mouth, it looks like he's actually talking.
Yeah, exactly. But
Very
and
well.
that's why it's so good. I think it's minimal resources basically, and they pulled off
Yeah.
something really great.
Mm-hmm.
It helps that the actor Latham Gaines, I think his name is, does sell the character well through his through the way he makes Mesagog sound creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if they voiced him afterwards or that it's actually how it's recorded on set. But if
Nope.
it's actually recorded on set, that would be really awesome because that just means that he manages to talk really well. While I think talking in a very extreme way with his mouth movements.
Elsa. I love when he says Elsa's name. But yeah, he's a very top-rated villain, I would say.
Yeah, he's very.
Seems
good.
most people enjoy him.
Yeah.
He's definitely a step up from Lothor from last season. Uh,
All right, so then we went into Back in Black, which was obviously the great episode where Tommy gets new powers
Mm.
again.
Yeah.
again.
Now,
For the
now-
fifth time.
Now all he needs is a Blue Ranger. Now he's got his very own version of the Kyoruja.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, dang.
So yeah, and I thought that was also a pretty good episode. I mean, I like how they just claimed that he was rusty when he wasn't doing too well, because I know from Abba Ranger that actually Abba the Black there, Asuka actually found out that when he finally managed to get his powers back, that he actually was not at all good at fighting anymore. He had to overcome really, I don't know what anymore, but he had to overcome something to become any good anymore.
This is
Oh.
one of the things I liked about Dino Thunder when I watched it for the first time. It's just the banter between the main three. I love the bit where they get the cycles and Connor's trying to hide the fact that he can't swim, and Ethan's like teasing him over it. It's just like it actually does work really well with the dynamic that team had.
Oh yeah, that team had really great chemistry. Even when what's his face came on, Trent, they all seemed like they got along really well.
Hold on, people, we've got a surprise. If it
Oh, you're
works,
not adding him, are you?
I am.
Oh no.
Yes, I'm in.
Yay! Finally, we've got Simon back in.
Did you watch the episode?
Of course he didn't. Well, maybe back in the day.
Right.
Um,
Hello, people. How y'all doing?
Hello.
Hello.
Wonderful.
We're all good. We're currently talking about the episode Back in
Okay.
Black from Dino Thunder.
Damn, I can't get a photo at this moment.
Ugh. I think part of the episode because they had the introduction of those cycles, like you said.
Yeah.
Like it felt like this episode was kind of a mixture between here we're gonna give you something fucking awesome with Tommy coming back, but we're also gonna put a new toy in your face that you have to buy.
Yeah, but that kind of did feel like, they could have smeared it over some more episodes.
And it also doesn't make sense to me because don't they have those raptors that they ride on?
Yeah.
Why
But
did
those
they need
raptors, I
recycle-
guess that they had to use them from the original footage. I guess
Yeah.
they didn't have the CGI capabilities or whatever to.
Because then not
Make
only
more.
do they get those new cycles, but then Ethan also gets that hovercraft cycle later on in the series. It just
Yeah.
seems like there's a lot of unnecessary cycles going on.
Yeah.
Could
And
just
you
say
know
the
what
Raptors
also
don't-
was weird was that they actually shot lasers from their nostrils.
Yeah. Somebody was gonna say something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could just say maybe the I don't know, the Raptors aren't like supersonic speed or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they
it would be
ba-
nice to have like
basically,
some
that-
kind of explanation.
That's always what I feel with Power Rangers, that they invent some reason why they suddenly need something new.
Other than it's out at Toys R Us.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know. I love the ending part where Dr. Oliver's like, "Oh, I gotta go
Update my
shopping."
wardrobe.
Why?
Yeah.
Because there's a serious shortage of black in my wardrobe. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, and but I do feel that they add too much because it's basically those cycles. We've got the new Black Ranger, and then it's like we have a new Zord, and then a new auxiliary Zord as well.
Ooh, that's something that bugs me. It bugs me that Tommy's Zord is basically just a carrier Zord. Like, I know that's not Power Ranger's fault because that's how Opera Ranger was, but
Yeah.
it would have been cool to see Brachiozord have its own like Megazord form. I think.
Well,
Did it actually do anything in Dino Thunder or Abba Ranger other than, carry the Zords?
No,
No.
not at all. But in Abba Ranger, basically what happened was Asuka. When the series started, Asuka was in another dimension, and that was actually where he was born. And you've got Dino tribes there, I think, and that's where basically the Zords in that show came from. And then he traveled to another dimension, which was our Earth, and he took with him his Zord, which was the Brachiozord. That was a carrier Zord, obviously, and then he just broke his key to his morpher, so I couldn't morph anymore. And that took a few episodes to get repaired, and that's why he came in later. But he was basically the first Ranger there and the first one to have a Zord, and he just
And-
carried the Zord for the others.
And Abarai Killer, well, Nakadai is a fucking psychopath, if that's any main difference.
Well, that's a major difference there, but we
Yeah,
were,
just a little.
we were just explaining why there was a Brachiozord that did nothing.
Oh, bless. I do feel sorry for the Japanese version of it, because he must be like, dude, come on, I want to kick some ass. And the poor guy, he's not even allowed to do that.
Yeah, but what was weird was in the in the toy, I don't know if the American version did as well, but in the toy you could actually remove in Japan the neck, and you could attach that as an arm
Really?
to the.
Really?
Yeah.
And that
Okay,
wasn't
well,
used on the
Abareno.
show, I take it.
No, that wasn't on the show because in the show, the head was way too large. Because basically, if you look at the toys, the Brachiozord came with a few miniature Zords from Tyranno and all the other mechs, so they didn't actually fit in him.
Excuse me.
So, wait, is that? Hang on, Tom? As in, hang on, as in Ryan's pal Tom.
Yeah, LuigiEspadachin from Ranger Vision, Ranger Tour, whatever you know me from.
Dude, long time no see. How you doing?
Not too bad, not too bad.
It's
Oh,
a reunion here on SpandexCast.
it actually is. I mean, because we first met a few years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because Ryan was like, right, I have two British pals, introduce them to one another, and yay, sweet!
So Simon comes on and we derail even more than usual.
Sorry. Hey, in my defense, I've just got back from work about an hour ago.
Yeah, we actually told at the top of the show that you weren't going to make it because you were at work.
And thank the Lord.
Oh yeah, Simon, did you know the Legacy Morph is coming to the UK?
Really?
Yeah, and the Legacy Megazord as well.
What
Okay.
is the Legacy Megazord?
Whoa, shit.
They released the original Mighty Morphin Morpher and the Megazord over there. Yeah, usually we don't get that stuff over here.
Oh, right.
It was announced on Bandai UK's Facebook. We're getting both of them.
That's good news, actually, for the UK.
Yeah.
For our
That's-
listeners there.
Pretty freaking badass. I had no idea about that.
See, if you hang on to our show and keep listening, you actually find out stuff.
I know.
I should have reported that because I had read that right before we started recording.
Yeah, but to us, the UK doesn't really matter, Matt.
Hey, I'm right
Hey.
here.
It matters to me because they gave me two of the best things in my life, and that is Harry Potter and Doctor Who.
Yeah, Doctor Who, bitches.
We love you too, France.
Yep, we do.
France.
Yes. Well, I know this is going to sound offensive, but sometimes you sound French.
Don't say it
again.
then.
I'm
I
so
Well,
can't help it.
so
I'm
sorry.
from
I
the
thought I read-
Netherlands. People can't really, they see my flag and they're, oh, it's red, white, and blue. That must be France.
I
But
should
if
have
you
guessed,
hear the
from your
voice-
Skype profile, you said you're from the Netherlands, but I could swear one of your posts mentioned France somewhere, and that's where I got the connection from. Sorry.
Well,
That's all right.
I did have somewhere, on the board you always have to give your location, and I think I said somewhere the Netherlands. That's not next to Switzerland, so that might be it.
Ah, right.
France is next to Switzerland.
All right, okay.
That makes sense.
A little bit of a geography lesson here for y'all.
Yeah, you Americans
Yeah.
probably don't care about Europe, so carry on.
I care.
Yeah, but only
We're
you.
not even part of Europe, though.
Technically, we are anyway.
Yeah, the UK is of the continent Europe, just
True.
not of the EU
SpandexCast,
and
we
everything.
occasionally talk about Power Rangers and Super Sentai.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
occasional.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So back
Oh
to
crap!
Back
Do
in
we have to
Black.
do we have to get back on topic?
Well, have you actually watched Back in Black?
No one. Yes, I have actually.
Yes. Wow. Simon,
Yay!
for once,
Something
has...
I've seen, and nobody told me about it either.
There was one bit that confused me. I don't know because the UK box set I've got a few cuts in it, but so maybe there's a scene I've missed or something. When the Rangers come in, from the Invisiportal, for some reason they end up demorphing. When they rescue Tommy, and I'm just like, eh?
Thank
I
you. I
think
wasn't
that's-
the only one who noticed that.
I think that's just a way to, for some extra exposition or something to show the morphing sequence again. They paid a lot of money for those CGIs.
They're sure as hell going to use them.
Yeah.
Yep. Totally.
Yeah.
And what I also found weird was, when Tommy first changes into the Black Ranger. After that, they have some fights, and Connor ends up fighting Elsa. And and then there's this very weird background music when he's fighting Elsa. It's really strange. I can't really, you know, put to words what it's like, but if anyone gets the chance to see it, it's just so weird, that moment.
So let me get this right. Rather than focusing on the action, the drama, the panaz, and all that kind of crap, you focused on the background music.
Well, it kind of was off-putting that suddenly there was very weird background music in the middle of a fight scene. Normally, the background music supports the fighting. In this case, that wasn't the case.
So it kind of overpowered it. Is that right?
No, yeah, it kind of felt it made it feel like something funny was about to happen.
Well, that's funny you mentioned that because I was gonna bring up the background music when they bring in Brachiozord. Like it sounds like it's you guys ever seen Family Guy where Stewie
Yeah.
follows fat people around and plays the tuba?
Oh yeah.
It
Oh
sounds
my
like
God,
it
yeah.
sounds like that, and it's really funny to see that in like to hear that at the same time the Brachiozord is walking. It is
Which
it's
is a big
almost
fat Carriozord.
Yeah.
You
So
know,
basically,
I'm
they
not gonna
didn't get the
watch
music
this
right
now.
in this one.
What's that, Simon?
I'm not going to be able to watch it again with a straight face. Well, less of a straight face.
Oh, just wait until you hear the Indian version of the Dino Thunder opening.
Oh yeah, that is great.
They
People,
don't-
if you
uh,
are on the YouTubes right now,
Apparently,
Look
they
it
don't
up.
have like a word for roar. So instead of Dino Rangers roar, it's what is it? It's like Power Rangers, yay!
yeah. Well, I think they do have a word for roar. It's just that it's probably 18 syllables long, so it
Oh,
didn't quite fit.
So instead, they just go with yay.
Yeah.
Really?
Yay.
I shit you not.
They could have just, if they're gonna use something English anyways, they could have just done roar.
Thanks to our buddy Orange Falcon for showing us that.
Yeah.
Oh, bless him.
Oh my god. What was it? I actually like the action scene in this episode as well, where they're trying to stop the Rangers trying to get to the Invisiportal, and I'm just a sucker for that. You know, the slow-mo flipping, the random explosions.
It makes no sense whatsoever, but it's cool.
Yeah. What also doesn't make sense? What the hell is an Invisiportal?
A portal. That's
Yeah, but it's
That's
also very
invisible.
invisible.
That you're
It
not
was
supposed to see,
very
but you
visible.
meant to be invisible, but it doesn't exactly do what it's meant to be in the job description.
Maybe it's invisible in Mesogog space because it blends in, but nowhere else.
Yeah. I wonder if Mesogog was like, right, I need a way to get in and out of things. Right, I need a portal, obviously. Let's call it an invisible portal. And then someone like Elsa points out, like, dude, it's not actually invisible. Don't question my fucking orders, bitch. Anyone
It
else want
sounds
to-
cool.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a bit of foreshadowing of what Tommy's powers would be. I don't know.
Maybe you're looking into that one a bit.
I think that's looking a bit too much into it.
Yeah.
Well, I did think it was quite a coincidence that his power was soon to be revealed that he could be invisible.
This may be me just like looking at things that aren't there, but I found it quite funny that his Dino power's invisible, and he spent half the series in his Ranger suit and not actually,
Yeah.
on set.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was...
Apparently he wanted some extra time for himself or something. I don't know. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, he took a little bit of time off,
Yeah. So.
and then just did the ADR.
Yeah. So
And then he
I
came
don't
back.
know. I don't know why they actually agreed to that because it feels kind of stupid.
Cause it's Jason David motherfucking Frank.
It's still stupid.
Dude can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Just because
Yeah.
you can give
Exactly.
you can give other people his dragon shield because that's how he rolls.
Yeah, apparently you can now also give it to.
What's it? Mike? Is that the one?
Yeah, I don't know, one of them super mega
Which, by the way,
force
it looks really
power
horrible on
thingies.
Mike. Not gonna lie.
It looks kind of cool, but then again, I'm fond of guilty pleasures. So hey.
It just doesn't fit. I feel it's a bit like how Adam had that. I don't
Oh,
even know Defender
Defender
Shield or
vest.
whatever it was
The armor.
in Overdrive.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the Once a Ranger team up.
Yeah, that looked silly too.
Eh.
If anything, the most I was thinking for that was, when the hell did that get there?
Yep. But apparently we get something like that again. Yay!
Woo!
Yeah.
Power Rangers, yay!
Anyway, I think that we're all already over an hour now, and you still have to download this from, the new site. So
Are we getting paid for this? Dude, we should totally charge for this.
yes,
we
get
Out
all
there.
the money. Become
I get all the
millionaires.
money.
Shut up, Matt. I'm
Anyway,
poor.
so yes, check in with us again next week, or whenever we're gonna make another episode, and subscribe to us on YouTube or our new place at SoundCloud.
Follow me on Twitter at Mystic Red Ranger.
Yeah, all that
Don't
stuff
follow
as well.
him. In fact, no,
and,
sorry.
and
follow
also the
him.
show, SpandexCast on Twitter and Tumblr and Facebook, all the places. Follow us and please leave a suggestion for an episode for next week, or ask if you can be our guest. And see you then. Bye bye.
Peace.
Later.